Hey guys, Rage is here. Doing a quick Demi-Boss guide for you. I'm gonna cover how to kill all 3 Demi-Bosses solo without risking more than probably 100k max. I will because you have to expect PKers. So my strategy is gonna make it welfare-y because you're gonna expect PKers, and it also brings items to help you get away from PKers in the event that they come, because that has to be dealt with. To start off, loot bag is a good item to have. I don't have one that I want to use right now because my loot bag is currently just holding 28 items I have in my bank. So, without further ado, the first boss we will kill is the Chaos Fanatic. If you just copy my inventory, most of you probably know how to kill the Chaos Fanatic right now. I'm just going to show you a couple tips and tricks. So, this guy is super AFK. The only attack you have to dodge is his green Jizz explosion attack that he does about every 6 attacks, as you saw right there. So about every 4 things. The easiest way to dodge this is by pre-picking a faraway location to click on. You don't even have to have run on. It doesn't really matter too much. So you just wait for that, and it should be coming right. Nope, right now. You'll run away, pick a new location, and you'll be good. And you can last here really as long as many range potions you bring, because as many of you might know, the Chaos Altar is a 1 square or 1 map away southwest of here. So, given yeah, you can just kind of last here really as long as you make yourself want to. One thing you have to be careful about is you can't have empty inventory or he'll dequip items. So something I do to prevent this is with the crystal bow, which I always bring because I think it's better than risking a lot of bolts. You can bring 1 bolt and 1 ring that are useless, so that if you have to eat a food, you can dequip them to still keep your inventory full, which will prevent him from using that special on you, essentially. So, also because of his spawn time, if you walk after you kill him, if you walk right to the Chaos Altar, I don't know if it's called the Chaos Altar. You walk here and you restore your prayer and you walk back. He will spawn usually within like a 5-second range of when you get back, or he'll already be there. Coming back now, we'll see if he did spawn. And he is not yet. So it's been about 5 seconds now, and there he is. So see, if you notice there, I did click right away. That is why it is still good to bring or have the run option always ready, and always have that pre-location picked out. He can start off with the green Jizz explosion attack. I don't know a better name to call it other than, I think it's supposed to be ectoplasm, but it's a green Jizz explosion. That's what it is. But as far as weapons, the crystal bow is probably, once you have it all the way down for recharges down to 180k, it's probably the best kills per GP. I would argue broad bolts are probably close, but then again, you also have to risk a lot of broad bolts when you are fending off PKers, and you might whereas the crystal bow, you keep all your charges, obviously. You might have noticed in my previous bossing for bank video that I had brought Varix here. Don't ever do that, and I mean, that video should have made that really clear as to why not to do that. It was actually pretty fast kills, but this is about equally as fast. There's no significant time decrease with the Varix. So just stick to the welfare, because the Chaos Fanatic is still definitely a pretty hot PKing target for a lot of clans. Runite bar. I've actually never got that. That's interesting. I got a Dragon Med Helm earlier today too. So that would be for the banking for the Chaos Fanatic. I'll just show it to you right now, actually. You just run. You have to make sure you brought extra of these runes. Partly because if you do only bring bare minimum, you'll be left without a inventory slot. So you just go into the KVD layer, and now you're going to start spam clicking Lasso Teleport. And you're in Edgeville, which is just square northeast of here. So that works pretty well. Another option if you're getting attacked is trying the obelisk. However, when you're getting attacked, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, so just kind of do what you see best. Next up is the Crazed Archaeologist. My loadout this time is high prayer bonus, and with pro item on, you will notice that you only risk pro style plus the rune defender, which isn't really that bad to get back. Also, there aren't as many clans PKing here anymore, so that isn't as much of a problem. What I would have your quick prayer set to is you can actually throw the pro item melee, pro item piety and pro melee, and have a stab option set because he is in fact weak to stab. Your inventory should look something roughly like this. House tabs to quickly bank, because you will be banking here a lot more. There are methods that require or don't require you to bank, and you don't take damage, but they're significantly slower in my opinion. They're not worth it. My method is kind of just a brute force, tank him a little. So obviously you are going to run away from those Book of Knowledge attacks, because nothing good comes from tanking those. But besides that, you just kind of tank his range hits and poke him. It's a fairly effective method because he dies really fast because he's really weak to stab. You're probably going to take about 50 to 100 health per kill, which with the price of sharks right now being as low as they are really isn't that bad. Another option I'm going to show you is right here. Actually, he'll actually be spawned on the other side, but you can do this poking method, and if you do it right, he will only melee you. You have to hit him. But this works pretty well, and it also makes it easier to dodge the books. But regardless, this guy isn't that hard to kill. You're going to lose some food probably. He doesn't give the best drops, however. But also, the better thing about this compared to the Chaos Fanatic is that he is in 23 wildy, which means you can glory out of here, and or just run 3 south and teleport out of here. Either option is perfectly valuable. If you do get attacked, and as you saw in if you watched my old PVM vids, you can drop items over in this open area right before you die and teleport back and pick them up, which is a very effective method I found out to not lose stuff. Good drops from him are, besides the shards obviously, he drops 75 dragon arrows, 150 cannonballs, and 12 onyx bolt tips, which are all actually pretty valuable drops. Besides that, there's a couple others that are worth about 20 to 30k, but nothing too notable. As far as if you should wait or change worlds, I don't think waiting is worth it, really. I'm only waiting for the sake of this video, so I don't have to log out on you guys. This run and poking method is actually pretty good though. As you notice, his health just goes down so fast. Oh, and I missed him right there. He is super weak to stab. I don't think he has any stab defense. If that wasn't made obvious by my just massive Rambo on him. And he really won't deal that much damage. You can alternate between prey melee and prey range. It's about that he has a pretty even ratio. There is another tactic where you can stay in range only zone and run in to melee him as he throws the book and then run back and he'll never melee you. It is a lot more food effective than this method. However, I'm lazy and I don't care that much about couple food, so I just do the lazy, not needing to pay too much attention method, and it works out fine for me. The drops should probably pay off these sharks unless you get extremely unlucky. The 75 dragon arrows isn't too uncommon. You'll probably can expect about 150 to 225 dragon arrows an hour, along with maybe 12 to 24 onyx bolt tips if you're lucky. And after 3 kills, I already got 1 dragon arrow drop. Finally, for our last boss here, guys, we have Scorpia, the only demi-boss in the multi-combat area. She's in 53 wilderness, I believe, in a little dungeon that was created just for her. So this boss is definitely more dangerous based on the fact that it is in multi-combat, and if you get attacked by clan, you're surely going to die, so you don't want to bring any actual risk. I just bring prayer book, which you can get back. You can put a mage cape on. It's really optional because the mage defense is so negligible that it won't matter. It had 3 prayer pots, energy pots for in case you do get attacked and need to run. You need barrage runes if you are going to solo to make your trips more effective. Finally, antidotes. If you don't bring antidotes, you're gonna die. The poison's 20 damages. It starts at 20 and goes down slowly. A knife to get through these spider webs, and the looting bag I would say is a necessity because the only effective way to really kill her is the trident, and the trident has a terribly low alch value, and 3 rune warhammers I believe will actually keep over a trident, or there are at least a few drops that will. And if you put your loot in the looting bag, it will no longer keep over the trident, which is good because the trident's worth a lot more than any loot you're going to be getting, except for odium shard, which is actually 5 mil at the time I'm making this video, which makes her the most profitable wildy boss in that sense, and especially because these shards aren't that uncommon. So now I'm going to just show you how to get there. It's actually really fast to get there from Edge Bank, and show you how to get a kill solo. The only thing I strive to max out is my prayer bonus, because you will be using prayer pots here pretty often, and there's nothing else that's really cheap to like. Defense is negligible because Scorpia herself will not be hitting you because you'll be barraging her, and the minions only use ranged attack, so if you do it well you should never take damage, but this is here just in case. And you also should be very cautious with barrage runes because other people will try to run under the scorpion, causing you to skull, and this can simply be like prevented by just being observant. I forgot to anti-poison already, and that was a problem. Okay, so I'm gonna barrage Scorpia. You're gonna want to keep your distance. It is extremely weak to mage though, and as I say that I splash. So Scorpia also is a little different from the other bosses, as in after it hits half HP, it will spawn 2 minions that will begin to heal her. When you're solo, you have to kill the minions because you just simply can't overkill them. So you're going to, whenever she gets next to you, you'll flip on pro melee for a few seconds, giving you enough time to barrage her and getting that distance again. And then begin to kill her offspring, which can be identified because they're shooting purple waves at her, and they're level 48 compared to 15, and they're called guardians. And yeah, if Scorpia is attacking you physically, be ready to pray melee. Once you get that range, you'll begin to take little 1s and 2s from the minions, which does add up, which is why you want to be barraging. But it isn't terrible to take a few pro melees in order to kill that. But eventually you're going to want to barrage Scorpia herself again and get that distance, so you can pray range and no longer take damage. Overall, a kill here is probably going to run you probably 2 to 3 barrages and a couple sharks and a Peapotos, so we're talking about 3 to 4k a kill. And then on top of that, probably like 20k in death runes and whatever else you need to charge a trident, chaos runes. Yeah. So it's not terribly expensive, especially since she has a pretty generous drop table as far as rune and dragon weapons go. She drops the dragon scimitar fairly commonly, along with rune warhammer, cactus spines, and other pretty decent weapons, rune spears, a lot of alchemical stuff. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this guide. Any further guides you'd like to know? Like I could perhaps do one on the wildy bosses themselves, which did just get a buff in their drop table, so that'd definitely be worth checking out. I can get to you guys if you want it, so just like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day.